Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we are currently in an awkward position here because India has taken back all of the territory that we took. So we're abandoning this front, completely and fully. We are leaving here, and we are starting up a new front in South Africa. That is our current plan. Now, when are we going to actually launch this? We've actually got full naval supremacy here, surprisingly. But I don't think we've arrived at this position yet. No, so we need to get our troops in here. We'll be starting this up fairly soon, but we're not quite to that point yet. Now, without us here, the question is, will the US and Indian forces completely collapse? And that does appear to be what's happening. Well, maybe not, actually. They pushed back out here, but we're just abandoning this front. So that's completely and totally fine. We'll bring these guys in by sea after we've established a beachhead down here with our primary divisions. In fact, we could move like a couple of infantry divisions into this. I think that's just fine. And we'll make sure that they're assigned here. Yeah, 24 divisions are assigned. Perfect. So we'll move those over. I'm also thinking about moving the 4 from here and the 4 from here back to their respective locations. And then we'll just have 8 here for the moment. Those 8 will reinforce us down here later on. And we do have recruitments on the way, so that's fine. Canada wants military access, granted for the moment. Cool. So we'll see what ends up happening with this front. If India collapses again, we can go back in. We already have a toehold here. So that's not bad. And we're digging in there, so it should be okay. Honestly, though, I think they're going to have a really hard time pushing past our previous toehold position of this over here. I don't think that's going to change. I think that they're not going to retake all of India from here. So the next question is, what can we do about the rest of Germany? We can't directly attack them in Europe. That's obvious. But I think that we can attack them in Africa. And of course, we are contesting them in Asia, or we were contesting them in Asia. More specifically, at this point, did they sink one of our units here? They did. Very rude. One of these units, too. Very, very rude. Well, we're making our way out of there. It won't be too much longer, and we'll be set up here. Unfortunately, this is a level 1 naval base, so we don't have much for supplies here. And our initial invasion here might fail. We'll see what happens with that. We'll replace these with fresh recruits later. We're not quite ready to launch this invasion here. We'll get there soon-ish. Okay. I think we're going to make it out of there. And yeah, they don't really seem to be contesting us down here navally. So that's good. Oh, the British are here. Okay. That's the land that the British have. That makes sense, I guess. Okay, so we'll arrive here. We are seeing some attrition, so we want to launch this as soon as we all arrive. Okay. Let's go ahead and launch this. I'm not expecting that we see much initial resistance down here. At all. So we also don't have enough manpower to fill some of our garrisons. That's fine. So we're going to head in down here, and our initial goal will be to take all of these naval bases and try to set up a defensive line, like perhaps behind this river here, and taking these mountains, like that. So that would be our initial push-out goal. Let's see how manageable that is, and how quickly the Germans can respond to this. This is quite a long ways away from where most of their troops are, so I'm hoping that they're not going to be able to respond to this very quickly at all. And that there's going to be basically no resistance down here. I want to look at state borders here. Okay, we definitely want to take this whole state. Ideally, we take this whole state as well as... Oh, this one's awkward. This whole state. So this would be what we'd be looking to take, I think. That's reasonably defensible. So we're going in here, and let's see how this goes. We're hoping that it's completely undefended down here. Fingers crossed. It looks like it is. Like, Germany can't man their entire coastline, right? That's just not possible. There's no way that they can do that. But yeah, it looks like this is undefended. Fantastic. Now, they may already be responding here. There are some troops over here. Noted. But we take Port Elizabeth. And from here, this force is going to look to frontline to be... Or rather, offensive line. Not frontline. We're going to offensive line to be... where was that? Here? Hang on. I need to double check this. Okay. That's our offensive line. So we want to be offensive lining approximately like that. So we're going to get that started. Our top priority here is going to be building naval bases here in Natal. So that's an extremely high priority for us right now. And we can delete this naval invasion for the moment. So off we go. I definitely want to send some guys down this coast here. I'm going to send these tanks down the coast here. And I'm going to send these Marines up the coast here. We want to get those naval bases under our control. We know there were units here. But I'm expecting them to be quite weak. And there's also this air base right here that I would like to grab. So we're going to grab that early on here. Cool. And we can instantly see that there is an infantry division here that we are looking to push out. There's barely anything down here, though. Cool. So these Marines are on the way up here. And we can see there are decent logistics networks built here at this point. So that's very good. I want to look at resources down here. There's decent resources. There's not going to be the greatest of manpower down here. That's for sure. It's not going to be as good as India. Okay. So we can see that they do have someone at this naval base too. That was kind of lucky that we landed at the one naval base here that they didn't have anyone at. We had no intel on that. Interesting. Okay. So we're not going to push these guys out right away. That's fine. We are making our way out to grab what territory we can. I want to make sure we're attacking here with full force. We do have this airbase. Now, do we still have planes in India? I think those got automatically revoked. Oh, they moved over to here. Okay. So we're going to move them down over this direction. Cool. And then we want, for the moment, just these guys to be working on air superiority. Okay. So, we're going to need to try to start digging in over here fairly soon. Non-aggression pact with Guatemala. Okay, sure. I really do want to get this taken over. The best way to do that would be to get our air down here. Our air power. They will arrive eventually. Okay. There they've arrived. Now these guys, there's way too many of them. So we're going to actually get rid of this wing. There we go. Cool. Apparently they have 1,000 close air support here, as well as 200 fighters. That's exciting. They're going to be bringing forces down here, for sure. Only having this level 2 airbase is going to make things complicated. But we're going to try to surround these, or rather, naval base. We're going to try to surround these naval bases. And for the moment, I think this is reasonably okay. Hopefully the Germans are a long ways away, or just don't really try too hard to prevent this. What's going on over here? Italy controls this. Okay, they're part of the Central Powers. Just checking. Okay. Now, we don't have any American support here. There's a possibility that we will eventually have to back off. But for the moment, we'll see what we can get. We're going to work on surrounding these naval bases. They've moved 3 infantry units in over here. Wait, these guys just left their naval base. Get in here. That is of vital importance that we get that. I don't know why they're pulling back, but they're pulling back. That's amazing. Losing trains to enemy logistics strikes. Yeah, that's to be expected. We're trying here, for sure. And our planes are definitely going to also do logistics strikes. Or strategic bombing, perhaps? Strategic bombing and logistics strikes out here. Cool. Okay, so we're going to take this second naval base here. That's a level 4 naval base, so that's a pretty big deal. We will have that soon. There we go. We've got the level 4 naval base here. We're going to immediately queue up upgrades of these naval bases as well. But I want to look at our supply here. Yeah, this naval base is a bottleneck. And this naval base is a bottleneck too. We don't necessarily need to take them up to 100% though. Okay. Now we definitely want to take this location to have this be connected to the rail network. So we're going to move into these 2 locations to grab that. Fantastic. So we're definitely getting a good start over here, right? That's for sure. We're going to push these guys back a bit. There we go. We've got this location and this one. So now this rail, once it converts over, will be able to supply us up this direction. We need to look for potential supply hubs up here. There's Pretoria here. Oh, there's a ton of supply hubs pre-built over here. Cool. No problem there, then. The Germans built the supply hubs for us. I like it. I'm going to grab 1 additional tank unit, and we're going to bring that over here, I think. Right? Tank? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, we need 1 more tank unit. But that's okay for now. Cool. These German troops that are down here are definitely not intended to be frontline troops, but they have pulled troops down and are responding to this. So, we're going to start trying to dig in on this front here. Actually, not there. But over here, we've reached our desired positions. I would like to attack here and here. I don't know how successful those attacks will truly be. The answer is not tremendously. Okay. We're going to stop that. Hang on. We can take this mountain position. That's huge. And we can have a pretty big surround on these guys. I like it. So we're getting pushed back over here. That's not great. We definitely could use more troops in this area. We lost a unit. That must have been a tank division that got sunk in the water on the way over. That's sad. Okay. Well, there are definitely starting to be a large number of German units over here. No doubt about that one. But we can now push in over here, and we can also start to dig in on this side. So we can see that our naval bases are level 3 and level 4 here. It's probably insufficient, but for now, we'll let that be. Okay. So we're going to build land forts over here. We're trying to dig in on this side of the river as hard as we can. Cool. I'd love to see this attack succeed, and I think it's going to. Yes. So we're going to move in there and immediately begin construction on land forts here too. Now, of course, we need to make sure that these are remaining fairly even across this front. The real question is, can we take these positions here? That is quite a question. And this seems like a bug, but okay. Sure. This seems like quite a question. Can we take this position, these positions over this way? Well, Indonesia is sending in troops. Not that that matters, but there are some US troops coming in here. And that's very important to us. We would love for the US troops to come in here and help us out. Because the Germans are going to respond with more troops than we can throw at this, right? That's definitely a thing that's going to happen. This is slightly spooky here, but those guys are retreating. We are sending reinforcements over. The Germans are... They are heading in with these light tanks. Technically, those are Pakistani light tanks. Okay. So I think we're just going to go ahead and dig in across this front here. Like so. For the moment. I'm a little concerned about losing this. We'll see if we do. I want these guys to head here, honestly. Okay. So those light tanks back off. And this is now awkward. But we'll get that taken over, no problem. And additional troops will arrive here soon. We just made the initial landfall, and we're trying to get this... we definitely want to get at least level 1 land forts done in all of these locations. There we go. So we're going to get dug in here. Base stability would not be bad here, but the party popularity is not necessarily great. So what we're going to do here is we are going to run some war propaganda, I suppose. But we get to run war bonds. Sure. And institute some press censorship. Cool. I would also like to upgrade our airbase here. And get some air defenses. Like, anti-air is already maxed out over here. Okay, that's good to know. And infrastructure is not... We'll queue that up, but that's not the highest of priorities at this moment. Radar, we're not too concerned about that either at the moment. So we'll just do something kind of like this. Cool. And... I wanted to check in on our airbase. Upgrading this airbase is huge, although we also have access to this state, but the airbase is here. That's interesting. But I definitely want to upgrade this airbase. So we're going to get that upgraded, but how long does that take to build? Actually, not that long. So we're going to get that started. And we're going to dig in along this line here. This is still a pretty defensible line. It's not as good as this would have been, but this is okay. We've pushed in over here, which we don't necessarily want. We are on only cautiously attack. Okay. Actually, we were just seeing some victory over here. That's interesting. Or no, we were just pushed out of here, weren't we? Hang on. We can double check that. Yes, we were. We were just pushed out of here. So that's not exactly what we want. We're having a very hard time getting troops over here at this point. Or we're losing troops over here. I think we're actually losing divisions in some of these locations. How's our recruitment going? Actually, we have unassigned divisions here. So we're going to move this one over here. And this one will move into, say, here. Cool. And we have a few more recruitments on the way. So that's all great. Okay. We really want to push them out of here. Looks like the American troops were just passing by. The American troops are not actually landing here and helping us. And we're stretched pretty thin here. Okay. So, here's what we're going to do. The German Empire is here now, yeah. We're going to, are we going to abandon Goa? I think we are. We're going to combine these two units together. We're going to make an army group here. Like so. These guys, for the time being, they're just going to make their way down here and frontline here. For the time being. I just want them to make their way over. These guys, they are going to be told to area defense. All of this stuff. I don't necessarily expect that they will actually succeed. Wait, no, not you. This is wrong. I had the wrong people selected. I'm dumb. I want these guys over here. I want these guys to area defense. All of this. I don't expect them to actually succeed with the numbers that they have, to be clear. And I'm not going to defend Goa. Okay. So we're going to try to get some more troops down here. Because we're collapsing over here a bit. I really wish Indonesia would actually join instead of just sending troops and not participating. It's very sad. But we're going to send reinforcements down here. We're getting pushed back very, very heavily here. And I think it's due to manpower. Yeah, pretty much. Manpower is our largest concern at the moment. So I'm going to cancel these 3 divisions. And we're going to put that manpower to work in these armies. That'll buy us some time to get additional troops down here. In theory. These guys are heading up this way, but these guys are retreating. We definitely need more troops here. We're stretched too thin. That's very clear. So these guys are on their way, but it'll take them time to get here. That's for sure. Okay, let's think about additional land forts. Let's not, actually. For the time being, this is fine. Okay, so these guys are arriving. That's good. There are some American troops over here. That's okay, too. For the time being, though, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will see if this position ends up being tenable or not. I think it will be. We're definitely going to go for an army group, but I don't want to do that until these guys properly arrive. So we will have to wait until more of these troops get here. But for now, it is time to put that cut in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, let's see how this goes. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including, hang on, I'm actually just putting those units that we canceled back in here. There we go. Okay, including Casserole, JJ Gamer, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, Jens Graham, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.